Wow. Hi, everyone. Hopefully, you are just getting your life from all of these wonderful presentations and experiences going on at CoronaCon. My name is Carla. I got to come over and visit. I've got to visit with y'all earlier in the week when I got to speak, the great fortune to speak with the wonderkind Raven Magwood. And Gia is, Gia and was here speaking with Kelly, and she and I together were on the panel yesterday. So it's nice to come visit and be able to talk to you all out here and just have a conversation together with my bully sister, just about authenticity. You are the brand. That's the point of this conversation. And it's not going to be a lecture. It's going to be a conversation between friends and people who've shared learning and growing experiences. And I just really hope that at the end, when this is over, that you can take something away from it that, you can really use. And hopefully when it's over, you might walk away with your skin feeling even better than it did when the broadcast started.
Absolutely.
All right. So who am I? What do I do? Why should you care? I should start there, right, Gia? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So my name's Carla, and I have a lot of different people that I've experienced in my life and times, and I've gone by a whole bunch of different nicknames, but my name's Carla. I'm from the Bronx, and by the time I reached the age of 40, I've done everything from working in sales, and I've worked in advertising, I have worked in marketing, I've worked in digital publishing, I've worked for magazines, I've worked for television networks, I've worked for record companies, I've worked for nonprofits, and now I actually am having the best career time of my life as an educator working in an elite private school after spending 9 years working with kids I really loved in the public. So I'm one of those people who the world I think is cruel to, because I don't know if you can relate, Gia, I'm sure, because we were talking about your skill set yesterday. It's so wide and varied, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not to ask you a question to start it off, but I find myself struggling sometimes. Like I have to choose, either I'm going to embrace this aspect of who I am or that aspect of who I am. Do you go through that too?
Oh my goodness. Absolutely, I did. And that's why I came to you and said, Carla, help. I just couldn't somehow unify all those parts of me. So I'm so glad that I came to you and made sense of that. So yeah,
Yeah, and
definitely
and
hard.
we met through the bully gang. Our friend and mentor Dave Anderson, the person who pulled CoronaCon together. We're on his team because what he does is help people break through and figure out how to grow, manage, and expand their business, right? And we both came to Dave at different places in our business development, and we each had different struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, at first I just came because I had so many different interests. Like I wanted to make my album. I was working on the skincare product line, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I wanted to really speak, expand on, share my experience as an educator through motivational speaking, interested in a book. And I felt like I was being pulled in different directions. But working with Dave really helped me see that it doesn't matter what service I offer. I'm the brand. And that's something that I think a lot of us as creatives, we get ourselves wrapped up in details and we forget to bring a level of authenticity that will make our audience believe that A, I am who I say I am.
Right.
Two, I know what I say I know based on experience, research, or whatever your brand is or whatever your specific industry is. And I'm here to help you accomplish this goal based on this product or service. I feel like everything else comes down to the individuality of just who you are as a person. What do you think about that, Gia?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Because I've been in different professions as well. And what really struck me is that no matter where I worked, whether I was in training in primary school teaching, or whether it was in social work, or whatever it was that I was doing, or the fact that I speak 6 languages and I can mingle into different communities or whatever, one thing really stood out for me. And the fact was that I needed to be authentic and I needed to own my uniqueness no matter where I was. And my central thing is around relationships and building and connecting through relationships with other people. And of course, for those of you who don't know, I'm a relationship coach. So that was key and central to me and who I am.
I understand what you mean. And I think I was forced when I started really trying to take my business to a substantial level and make it more than just a crazy idea in my head. I had to ask myself, what do I have to offer that's real, concrete, I can pass to somebody else, can
Mm.
be like a manifestation of my experience and my understanding. And my might, if I can solve a problem, who knows? I might be the next Joy Mangano, you know what I'm saying? Do you know
Yeah.
who Joy Mangano is?
No, actually.
Okay, so in America, there's this woman named Joy Mangano. She's from New Jersey. She's this amazing housewife from New Jersey, I believe, yeah, Jersey. And she's known for like creating these like different special luggage, and she's got hangers,
Oh, cool.
steamers, purses. She's got all different kinds of stuff that you can use to just basically make your life easier.
Hmm.
And you know how she started?
How?
Being a housewife who was unemployed, and her parents were living with her.
Wow.
Right. So all of a sudden, she went from being a working mom to being at home and having all these people to care for. And she couldn't find enough hours in the day.
Ah, okay.
Right. So as she started creating these products and these ideas to help herself solve her
Hmm.
own problems, to cut her half work, her housework in half, the
Hmm.
time it took her to accomplish certain things, or when she packed, what kind of suitcase could I make so when I pull my clothes out, I can hang it up and I don't have to iron my kids' clothes after I iron them just to
Right.
put them in the bag.
Wow.
Right. So what happened was, as she started doing this stuff, her friends started learning that they came over the house and they would see her little doodads and her little gadgets and stuff. They'd be like, what's that?
Mhm.
And then when she would explain, they would be like, I need one of those. Thanks.
Oh, wow.
And one
Simple as
person at
that.
a time. What were you saying?
As simple as that.
It is that simple, right? And I'm sure when look at where we are right now, and the reason why that story is relevant is
Mhm.
because 10 million people filed for unemployment as of Friday
Oh my
in the
gosh.
United States. 10 million.
Wow.
Mhm. And I bet you none of those
Oof.
people worked for Fortune 500 companies in like anything above middle management.
Mm.
So the little people are like, the world is crumbling around us, and who's bearing the brunt, Gia?
Right.
So 10 million people who have been spending years and decades, some of them, given their time, their effort, their ideas, their creativity to these corporations, are being tossed in the garbage like it never happened.
Yeah. Mm.
So, yes, this is a hardship, but one thing that, I have really learned through, the experiences that I've had is resilience comes from experience. Like, you don't know what you're capable of doing until life forces you to figure it out.
That's facts. That's just facts.
Like, you just don't know. Like, you think you're strong, then life tests you and challenges you to be strong. And you know what? That's when you really see, what you're made of.
Yes.
you know and the idea of you are the brand, how that relates to you are the brand is every single one of us, if we're honest with ourselves, has a hidden talent,
Hmm.
skill, product, or service that we can offer that's unique and has a whole different flair from everybody else who's doing it.
Right. Exactly.
And since we all, like Niche was saying in the earlier broadcast, how everybody, excuse, my nose is itching,
Yeah,
allergy
I've got the
season.
same problem.
Yeah,
Allergies.
exactly. Niche was talking about how, what you're enthusiastic about, you can teach others, you can get paid to do.
Hmm.
So, what was that thing that you would have started if you had the time,
Right.
right? What is that product that you know how to make, or something you know how to do so well that other people would pay you to do it because you're just that good? And I think these are the types of moments where when we're in crisis, I feel like sometimes, and please, I love it if you could, in your experience, tell me if I'm wrong here. We sometimes think in crisis, we should have answers. But
Yes.
in crisis, it's actually more important to know what questions to ask.
Mm. Yeah, the questions need to come first because then you can find solutions, right?
Mhm. And questions are often the things that open the doors. Answers usually shut the conversation down.
Very true.
Answers are like, all right, period. Question is, question holds possibility. What am I going to do now? Well, damn, you got nothing but time. Whatever you want to do, right? What's that song you've been trying to write for 3 years and all you can get out is like 3 lines before your kids interrupt you?
It's true. True.
Right? What is that children's book? What's that story you need to tell about your childhood that would encourage some little girl in another city or state or country who doesn't know that there's somebody out there just like her?
Yes.
We were talking with Janae yesterday as an author. It's like that story didn't come out of nowhere,
Exactly.
right?
Every story
Necessity,
has a root.
yes. So does every breakthrough, so does
Mhm,
every victory, so does every
mhm.
answer, so does every product, so does every service.
Exactly.
It's out there. But you know what's really deep? I'm starting to understand it's actually in there.
Mm.
How many of us spend more time, and I'm posing the question because I don't have answers, but how many of us spend more time looking around us rather than looking within?
Oh gosh.
You deal with them all the time in the context of relationships, am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
If he would change,
Yeah,
you
that
know, and we have some of us are married to our work.
one. Mhm.
If my job wasn't so,
That.
some of us are married to our role as family members. If my family wasn't so,
Mhm.
but sometimes, but moments like this really give us the opportunity to sit back and evaluate ourselves aside from all of those distractions, that could really cloud our thinking. Other things like reality will cloud our thinking in different ways. But if you dig deep enough, you find that the quiet that's coming in here, we can replace the quiet of anxiety with the quiet of productivity.
Right.
And I feel like this is the opportunity that each one of us is being presented to do in our own way.
Absolutely. Which is where uniqueness comes in.
Yes. And you know what I like too about the idea of uniqueness? Just like
Mhm.
fingerprints, everybody is different,
Yes.
right? I have a friend, she makes soap. I make soap.
Mhm.
We use two totally different processes to produce what we make.
That's interesting.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
even though she and I are on the, from the like the high level view, we're both kind of in the same realm. I
Mhm.
work with shea butter, she works with shea butter.
Mhm.
We use them differently.
But it's the same product though.
Exactly. So then what accounts for the differences between the way she's working with the product and the way I'm working with the product?
Exactly. So this is where uniqueness comes in, right?
Yes, because every unique person has a unique set of problems that they are going to try to address in times of crisis,
Mm.
right? So I think that's pretty much a good segue to how I've really put that into practice.
Mhm.
Just a little bit about me. Um, I come from a big family. I've got a mother, two stepmoms, a dad, four brothers, and a sister, and those are the people I grew up with.
Right.
I've got other like spirit brothers and sisters and things like that, and people in the struggle. But I've come from, a family that was blended, right?
Mhm.
And over the course of my life, I've had the unfortunate challenge of experiencing the loss of both of my older brothers. So my eldest brother, who came from stepmom number two,
Mhm.
and I'm only calling her stepmom for family tree purposes, you get it.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
much
Yeah.
younger than that. But
No.
like, eldest brother number one was killed back in 2005 in the Iraq War.
Oh gosh.
Right. And the only reason why he went to the war is because he was having trouble finding a job that paid higher than minimum wage. Does that sound familiar?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was a thing, around 2003, 2004.
Hmm.
There was like when the economy went like this, the military went like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And grabbed a whole, rash of soldiers. But whatever. My brother was killed in the Iraq War 2005. And after working through the PTSD of losing him, that's when I became a teacher.
Oh wow.
Because, in my grief and in my sorrow, I had to ask myself, he was a father, a decorated soldier. My brother received a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star for
Wow.
bravery in battle and like risking his life for the sake of his brothers and sisters. He
Hmm.
had a wife, he had 5 kids.
Oh
He's
gosh.
dead. I'm here. What does that mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that really pushed me into a very dark place. But, darkness and light, they're friends. You have to have both. That way you can have appreciation for both. Because if it's sunny all the time, after a while, you want to go to sleep and it's going to be hard.
Yep.
Just ask Alaska, you know what I'm saying? And freaking Norway and all that. And,
Hmm. Hmm.
and if it's dark all the time, then you don't flourish. Nothing grows. There's no energy to fuel anything. So you
Yep.
need both of those periods of time. But as I
Absolutely.
emerged out of my brother's death, I decided, the big thing between he and I was the fact that I had teachers to push me. He didn't.
Yeah. Very big difference.
It makes all the difference. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in either.
Mm.
All young people need someone to let them know, no, you can be bigger than that. You can be better than that. You can be greater than that. And
Absolutely.
that he didn't get the same nourishment that I got from his teachers and people to really steer that, teach him how to hone all of that crazy energy that he had. 'Cause my brother was brilliant. His mind was fast. He couldn't just go along to get along. Every
Right.
single one of us knows somebody like my eldest brother.
Sure.
So, and I'm proud of him. And he deserved better. He deserved more.
Mm.
So to handle the powerlessness that I felt about it, I went into teaching. And in response to my brother's experiences dealing with gangs and antisocial groups growing up where he did,
Right.
that's what I did my graduate research on.
Oh, how interesting.
And actually, those became the students that I would adopt and target as a teacher. The most at risk, the most difficult,
Oh
the most,
wow.
the mouthiest, the snippiest, the ones with the bullet holes. Yes, I had a student who had a bullet hole and was like, "Look, miss, I got
Mm.
shot before." I was like,
Oh my gosh.
"Wow, so and so. That's. I'm so glad you're here.
Mm.
Um, thanks for sharing."
What else can you do? I mean, wow.
You got to embrace him because he's
Right.
in class. He could be cutting.
Yeah, exactly. Kudos for him for being there with you.
Yes.
Right?
So that was, it's so because I knew that there were so many people like my brother who may not who have been in various like stages of out there,
Hmm.
that if somebody would have seen their potential, the potential that they couldn't see in themselves and
Yes.
pulled them in forever, I will always wonder what he could have been if somebody had the balls to do that for him. You know what I'm saying, G?
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, makes total sense.
And creativity in crisis, losing him, I lost my job. Well, I left my job about 2 years later because after a while I just couldn't function. He was
Mm.
my light. That was
Mm.
my big dude. Like I felt safe with him. And
Yeah.
the world was at war and nobody cared. So they were calling my family unpatriotic. They were saying, "Oh, you don't support the troops." We were like, "Yeah, but do you see who's out there? They look like us.
Right.
How come the wealthy people aren't sending their kids out into the desert if this is such a noble cause?" Just saying.
Hmm.
We had real questions and we were shut down. We were maligned. We were ridiculed. And then he died. So we were proven right. Our greatest fears had come to pass.
Mm.
So many people right now are losing members of their families and their friendship circles and their workspaces to this COVID.
Yeah.
COVID is not leaving anybody untouched.
Hmm.
Even if it's the fact that you've lost a loved one, like I recently lost one of my family elders last week because of the complications, how we have to bury them is
Yeah.
complicated,
Yeah.
travel is complicated,
Yeah.
gathering is restricted. All the things a family needs to do right now, we can't just freely do.
Yeah.
That's crisis.
Absolutely.
That's crisis. Creativity in crisis. What can we do? If you can't do the things you need to do, what can you do?
Right.
Right. So I think we should segue into like what that create the next bouts of creativity look like. My second brother,
Hmm.
Amare, his birthday is would have it just passed March 28th, and that's the official birthday of the skincare line that I launched. It's
Oh,
called
wow.
Indigo Naturals. I
Uh-huh.
decided to make his birthday the birthday. Um,
Wow.
6 months before, well, 5 months before his 40th birthday, 6 months before mine, my brother died suddenly of a heart attack. Well, a sudden cardiac event. And he was found, gone.
Gosh.
And I was in a place where I was about to start my podcast. I was about to go back in the studio. I had been working on these products, just kind of playing around because
Mhm.
my job was stressing me out and it made my hair break off. So I was trying to figure out how to solve that problem. And then he died. And all of a sudden, nothing made sense anymore.
Mhm.
All I wanted to do was sleep. Then I couldn't sleep. He also, a wife, kids, a wonderful job. He worked for the government. He was saving lives as a biomedical engineer. My brother
Oh,
had,
wow.
yeah, he was loved by all growing up. Like, if you looked at us side by side, he was the good kid. I was the wild child. He was
I believe that.
everybody who knows me, believes it, right? But and then he's gone. So
Mm.
again, just when I had gotten myself back on my feet and I was living my life, like changed schools, great relationship, doing great with my family,
Mhm.
my closest brother, who's like just a month older than me, he dies suddenly.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And it threw me into a tailspin.
Yeah.
And anybody who comes from a family where, alcohol and trauma and things like that and experiences and stuff understand how fragile our sanity and our wellness are.
Especially our mindset, our mind state.
Like from the head down.
Yep.
It was like a car crash happened up here at the top because suddenly nothing made sense anymore.
Yeah.
And then the rest of me responded,
Right.
you know? But my
Hmm.
hair had just started growing back. I didn't want it to fall out again because of the grief stress,
Right.
right? And I didn't want to turn to the bottle.
So what did you do instead, Carla?
Instead, I decided to get creative and play.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I brought some things to play with and to show you guys. I actually
Yay.
launched a skincare line. It's called Black Indigo Naturals, and I'd love to present to you our website, blackindigonaturals.com. The landing page is up there. There's a preview of some of the products, and you can start to take a look at them, and you can reach out to me directly to discuss custom blends and things like that. But I had been working on a buttercream. So, and I don't know, like many cultures in the world, we value having our skin properly lubricated and moisturized. I know you and
Yes.
Kelly, we're talking about the importance of keeping your skin moisturized and unbroken and that kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
Well, some of us have allergies.
Yep. I have sensitive skin.
Okay, you have sensitive skin. I'm
Yeah.
allergic to almonds. I'm allergic to tree nuts.
Oh, that'll be
Um,
interesting. Okay.
And I found that a lot of natural products that didn't use petroleum, they
Hmm.
relied on sweet almond oil for a lot of their bases.
Oh, that's a
Right.
problem if you've got a
Big
nut
time.
allergy. Mm.
And if you're using it for your hair, then you're going to end up with those like scales on your scalp, or you might find that you put the lotion on and then all of a sudden your skin starts to itch. Any of us who use a product and you put it on and within a few minutes to an hour, it starts to itch or you become conscious of it, something in that product is not good
Yeah.
for your skin.
Yeah, it's irritating it.
Right. Because your skin is the largest organ and it covers your body from head to toe. And many people know this, a lot of people don't. Our nails and our hair are made of the same protein as our
Yes.
skin.
Yeah.
So what's bad for your skin is bad for your hair and bad for your nails as well. That
Mm,
includes stress.
absolutely. Well, stress is just bad for everything.
Yes. But a lot of times we don't think that it's going to show up on the outside and
Oh, yes, it does.
right? So I started to work on this product and I started to really play, trying to figure out what could I use instead of almond oil. And I realized, I like shea butter. Shea butter's fun. So then I started doing a little research. I had to use, there were companies out there that I loved and admired. I'll drop a little name because who cares? For a long time, Carol's daughter was my jam. Like that was the gold standard for me because I was like, ooh, I can pronounce everything on the label. I'm so excited. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
right? But then all of a sudden they start getting rid of all the scents that I liked.
Oh.
They had some sexy botanicals, just beautiful smells, and they just started going away. I was like, well, damn, I can make my own stuff at home.
Aha.
Right.
Okay.
So the first thing I started to make was my own hair tea. So the label's going to read
Nice.
backwards, but this says Black Indigo Naturals 10th Wonder Hydrating Hair Tea. Right?
Okay. Why hair tea, Carla?
Hair tea, right? Because what is tea made of?
Leaves.
Yes.
Tea
And
leaves,
that's
right?
exactly what this product is made of. That's it.
Oh,
Yes.
simple as that.
Simple as that. So on the label, I name a few of the things that are in here, and I'm going to read it for our people. Again, you can find the same bottle. You can find the size and the price on blackindigonaturals.com. But what my hair tea includes: rosemary, nettle, calendula, chamomile, aloe, horsetail, sage, and lavender.
Wait a second, horsetail?
Yes. So horsetail is a really long, straight grass that grows in the wild. And what
Okay.
horsetail has a lot of proteins. And that's so when you look at Pantene Pro V, if you turn Pantene around and you look in the back, they have horsetail because horsetail adds protein to your hair, which increases the shine and the durability of your hair strands to reduce breakage. Yeah. So this is the bottle. If you notice, I put it in a dark bottle because everything in here is natural.
Yes.
Right? So dark bottles are really important. So because the less preservatives, the shorter the shelf life. So a dark bottle keeps out the UV rays of the sun.
I was just going to ask you that. Is it because, we're lessening the exposure to sunlight so
Yes.
that, it stays as good for as long as possible because they are natural ingredients in there?
Exactly. And
Got
so,
it.
I did a lot of research as far as a lot of those high-end botanical products, a lot of that stuff that's offered in places like Kiehl's and a lot of these high-end retailers, they have these products, but anyone who's ever read a food label, you should read your cosmetics label because the first
Absolutely.
product is the thing that's there the most. The last product is there the least.
Right. Yeah, I knew that one because I was like looking into skincare alternatives because of my sensitive skin. So I started becoming really conscious like that too. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. So it may say it offers you oatmeal, but turn the bottle around. How soon does the word oatmeal come up?
Right.
And oatmeal, the Latin name for oatmeal is avena. So you can look for oatmeal or avena or oat kernel. Oatmeal, oat kernel, or avena. Any of those things relate to oatmeal. How far down does it come?
That's a great tip, Carla.
Yeah. And
We
I
know
love
what advertising, sorry, we know what advertising agencies do though. They can get away with the bare minimum, slap it on the label, right?
everybody's calling everything natural.
Yeah, and it's not. So, be diligent about what's in your products. And I love the fact that you've give them that gem there as a piece of education, which we can all take forward and like really start looking at what's in our products.
Yes, so it's natural products without the toxic chemicals. And that was important because when I was in college, I was a health major and I did some research for my senior project about Black women in health.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that there could be a connection between some of the cosmetics we were using on our hair and on our skin in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
That accounted for a lot of the cases of breast cancer and dementia that were popping up in the 90s, late 90s, and 2000s.
Wow.
That was my theory. And now, if you look it up now, there are about 50 chemicals that are banned outside of the United States that the United States still uses for their products.
Wow.
Other countries, they don't use petroleum because petroleum is just gasoline. They don't use petroleum in their products.
We still have it here. We still have Vaseline here in the UK.
But there's a lot of places in the global South where they don't use it.
That's good.
Right. They'll turn to other more stable oils that'll still have the same type of like desired effect on the skin, but your skin is not absorbing those petrochemicals into your bloodstream. And I'm going to hold my light skin hand up to the screen. If you look at the palm, if you looked at the back side of your hand, right under the skin over your back of your hand is quite thin. Right?
Very.
So everything you're putting in that top layer of your dermis is going right into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but the level to which I'm washing my hands now has increased exponentially.
Yes. My hands have actually gone dry, Carla. I mean, I don't know what, the best thing to put in, and I want to keep it natural. So what would you suggest? And being dark-skinned myself, the lighting's obviously making me look lighter, but I am actually darker than this.
Yes.
What could I use? What could I use?
I would recommend my magic buttercream because I use shea butter, coconut oil, and aloe vera are the 3 base ingredients, right? So shea butter, it seals the skin very well and helps seal in moisture. So using this immediately after shower, using this immediately after you wash your hands, even this much.
Wow, that's not much. It's only a small amount.
Fingertip worth. You can just moisturize your hands. And what you're going to notice when I hold my hands up to the screen, there won't be some sort of like bowling ball, freshly waxed floor shine on it, but there won't be any ash either, right? You see? My hands are not shiny, right? But they're lubricated. Here's my elbow, right? This is pre-butter, right? I'm going to add some to my elbow. And I purposefully didn't add any so you all could see the before and after. Speaking of authenticity.
Well, that's it. We're being transparent here, so.
Exactly. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, wow. Yeah, difference. Big difference.
Nice? And many of us will find as you use shea butter, coconut oil, and the different types of oils that I have in here to nurture and help your skin cells regenerate, you'll start to find that your scars will fade. And and not to be playing show and tell with myself, but do you see any discoloration on my wrist, Gia?
Not that I can see.
Okay. In June of last year, I had a burn about the size of my fingertip right here from a steamer.
You couldn't tell.
And it was a dark brownish purple.
Wow.
I didn't use any sort of burn cream.
Wow.
At all. I literally just continued to apply my magic buttercream day after day. And it's been gone for months. But now you can't even see a difference in the suppleness of the skin where the burn used to be.
Wow.
That's gone as well.
That's amazing. How long would you say it took for it to get to where it is now then from the initial burn?
I think the burn had begun to fade by September. So maybe it started lightening up maybe like July because the skin had to flake off and the healing had to start. But the discoloration.
So what's the time span for that? Is that weeks, months?
Well, it started to fade within a month.
Okay.
But it was gone within 5.
Wow.
Like completely gone, zero evidence, no, meaning like there's not even a difference in the texture of the skin cells because that was the last thing. The discoloration went away first and then gradually, because we're constantly losing skin cells. Our
Oh
skin
yeah,
cells
always.
are constantly dividing, and people like me use an exfoliating sponge to get all the dead skin cells off.
Mm-hmm.
So as the new skin cells gradually emerged, no evidence whatsoever,
Gosh,
all gone.
that's amazing.
So getting rid of the damaged skin and healing that part up made it possible for the new skin cells to come in
Mm-hmm.
comfortably and to
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
and to come in just like the rest. You can't see any sort of
You
difference
can't.
in the texture between one part of my wrist and the other, and the burn was over there.
You can't see it.
Exactly. So just like with my hair, stress, and we're all under a great deal of stress.
Oh my goodness.
Stress affects our skin. We have breakouts,
Mm-hmm.
our nails become brittle, and our hair actually also responds to the same trauma, and it can break off as well. And that's what happened to me during my last year as a teacher in the New York City public schools. That's a story I'll save from a podcast.
Absolutely.
But it's like when I noticed this part of my hair right above my crown had broken off, it was about that short. It was about maybe about an inch long, just under an inch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? So I started to really use my hydrating hair potion. I started to get more serious about I started to add more and more ingredients. That's how I got up to the number 10. And no,
Ah,
the label only lists maybe 6, but there are 10 major ingredients in here, not
okay.
counting the aloe. Got to keep some things a secret, people.
Mm-hmm.
blackindigonaturals.com, experience it. But gradually, what I found is spraying, just leaving conditioner on my hair, I would notice the level of stretch and elasticity in my hair would be
Mm-hmm.
so much. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So gradually,
Gosh.
this area went from being super short and
Yeah.
now
Mm-hmm.
it's starting to grow. So when I got
Wow.
braids at the end of last year, I was able to catch it and there wasn't any problems getting it into a braid. And a lot
Oh,
of us
wow.
are under basically a car crash worth of stress that we hadn't experienced before. So skincare and hair care, I know we don't think we have time, but y'all, this quarantine will lift.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want your skin to feel when it's over?
Well, I want my skin to feel amazing once this is all over.
Mhm.
Don't know about anybody else.
Thank you. So can I ask you a question? Because you mentioned that you had sensitivities. What
Yes.
types of things are you sensitive to?
Um, really chemically based stuff, really. So this is, I've got to be quite careful in terms of what I'm using. I'm very reluctant to buy store-bought stuff, like the conventional stuff. And I think with me is that because I know that conventional stuff irritates me or can irritate me,
Mhm.
my issue, or let's say my challenge, is not knowing what to replace it with instead. What can I use that's safe, that's good for sensitive skin, and that's as natural as I can go,
Okay.
which will
So, I
suit my
mean,
skin, being dry skin, because
dry.
I have a history of eczema,
Okay.
and I have dark skin too. So
So
what can we do?
discoloration is a challenge sometimes.
Sorry?
Do you have problems with discoloration, like if you get a scar or if you get acne or things like that? Do you sometimes have just like darker patches and things like that?
Not so much, to be honest.
Okay, no
Mm.
problem. But eczema creates its own.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, well, actually, I have one of the, because I work in a school full of people that I love, and I
Hmm.
actually had a student who I noticed has eczema. And
Hmm.
one of the medications they were on was exacerbating it and making it much
Wow.
worse. And they're about my complexion, like my like a halfway between you and I, but
Hmm.
their hands had these like dark patches
Oh
that
gosh.
would lead to like these raw, exposed pink skin patches,
Oh wow.
right? So the eczema was severe on their hands. So what I did, I was like, oh, this is not going to do. I'm going to bring you something tomorrow. And I actually just brought them my regular, unscented, nothing fancy, regular magic buttercream. And
Hmm.
gradually over months, this student's hands started healing.
Wow.
What I noticed was that the pink area turned to beige. And I noticed that the super dark parts started to get lighter.
Oh
And
good.
I noticed that, so the pink got smaller, the pink got
Hmm.
beige and smaller, the
Hmm.
darker became lighter, and the area of the eczema shaped sores got smaller. That's what I witnessed.
Wow.
sharing that with the student. Is that helpful?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Because our skin cells are always regenerating. So what we should do is feed it with the things that are not that are going to nourish it rather than suffocate our skin cells. And what I
Right.
love about these products is that everything rinses off clean. Everything absorbs well into your skin. I can pick my cell phone up, you know what I'm saying, without having like I won't break anything or make anything drop because my hands are not extra
Yeah,
greasy.
your hands aren't slippery as such.
Hmm. So do you have another question about like just products or anything? Because I could talk forever about this stuff.
Of course. Um, I think for me, I mean, I don't know whether this is true, so this could be a bit of a myth buster. Are there any particular natural products which aren't universally safe for everyone to use? No, it makes sense.
Yes, actually, the deeper I've gone with my research, the more I'm learning about surprise allergies, right?
Okay.
Like coconut oil.
Hmm.
People think everybody can do coconut oil.
I
Oh, it's
don't think they
great.
can.
You can?
Can you? I don't
Well,
think they can.
see, everybody, a lot of people can because it's a lot, it's very easily because coconuts, actually coconut water, the electrolytes in coconut water very closely mimic our blood plasma,
Yes, they do.
right? Coconut oil very easily absorbs into the skin. So people who have overly dry skin, if you add a couple tablespoons of coconut oil to the regular oil that you use, I mean regular lotion you use, you can
Oh, wow.
instantly up the sealing factor and up the moisture retention
Oh, wow.
because coconut oil is a natural humectant. And what humectants do is they hold moisture.
Ah.
Right. So, like if your hair is slightly damp and then you rub some coconut oil in it, your
Mhm.
hair will dry at a much slower rate because the moisture will be able to hold onto the strand a
Oh,
bit
that's interesting.
more. Now, but your hair type, you would have to use things like coconut oil or a jojoba oil as
Yeah,
like a hot oil treatment, but you would have to rinse it out.
yeah.
Right. And I
Mhm.
don't know if I don't know how many of us are familiar with hair types, but the facts are no matter what we call them, the straighter the strand of your hair, the more frequently you need to wash them because the oils will slide down to your hair strands and all of a sudden your hair will go
Oh my gosh, that's my hair after a couple of days.
exactly. Whereas if I washed my hair every couple of days, I wouldn't have any
Oh wow.
because I would over dry.
Hmm.
Right. And my hair is the super curliest, most kinky, coiliest, 85% shrinkage type that's most widely known as 4C. My
Wow.
hair is super porous, so I spray this stuff 2, 3 times a day.
Hmm.
And you can because it doesn't cause any buildup. Because there's no extra like petroleum or like unnecessary weights in there. Like I don't use any glycerin as a preservative in this. There's no preservatives.
Hmm.
And on the label it says refrigerate to maintain freshness. If
Oh
you
wow.
We offer this in large and small. So if you get the large bottle, I recommend find a smaller size, like maybe like a 2-ounce travel size bottle to spray with. And then
Hmm.
you can just drop it in your purse and carry it anywhere.
Yeah. So
And I
that's
mean,
handy.
you know what I mean? So it'll fine. Like you don't have to refrigerate it, but if you refrigerate it, it will last even longer. Hi, Carmen, my best friend's watching. Love you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm seeing the
Here's your
comments
card.
actually, Carla. Should we take a look at these?
Yes, let's get to the comments and questions, please.
Let's have a look. So
Got things.
we got things. Um, yeah, no excuses, just results. Quentin saying, no matter where you go, there you are. Know thyself. And this
Yes.
goes back to what we were saying earlier on.
Right. Inside of you lies the solutions to your problems.
Exactly, which is what you did, and this is how your line was created, right?
Yes, I haven't spent money in a CVS or a Dwayne Reed or a Rite Aid or whatever, the drugstore, cosmetic store, or
Mhm.
as Ricky Gervais, the chemist. I haven't spent any money in those stores on cosmetics in about a year.
Wow.
All I do is look at the bottle, turn it around, and
Mhm.
if I'm missing less than 5 products to make that, I'll just go buy the ingredients and go home and make it myself.
Right, because
Mhm.
you know how to. Haha.
Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. And
I always say it, knowledge is power.
and knowledge is access.
Absolutely.
You know, now we don't have to settle. Like, what if I, cancer runs in my family. So I
Uh-huh.
don't want to be absorbing all kind of stuff into my skin,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
That's the other thing. Yeah, Carmen keeps hers in the fridge. Oh, Dave said, how often should a brother be moisturizing his beard? Can men overwash their hair? Anybody can overwash your hair based on your hair type.
Okay.
Because if your hair is straight, even if it's coarse, it's going to get that oil build up and you're going to have to get that off sooner or later, right? But the
Right.
porosity of your hair, if your hair is really, really porous, basically that means you wet it and it's dry within half an hour to an
Hmm.
hour, right? If your hair is not porous, it takes the less porous your hair is, the longer it takes for it to dry.
That's
That's the
interesting.
easiest way to think about it,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So if your hair is not absorbing all of that stuff, you can't keep slathering on the buttercream. You use less because your
Right.
hair is not that porous, so you won't need as much, right?
Makes sense.
So that's pretty much the answer. You can overwash your hair because you can strip it of the oils it needs to
Hmm.
keep your strands bouncy, right? As easily as one wouldn't think that hair that's so kinky and coily would be as soft as it is, but my hair feels like teddy bear fur.
Wow.
Because I keep it moisturized and I clip my ends and I'm always making sure that there's enough oils on my scalp and things
Hmm.
like that. And your beard hair, now beard should be moisturized as a part of your daily moisturize your body routine. So just like you would take a little bit of hair moisturizer and put it on the hair on your head,
Hmm.
if you got hair on your face, you don't need as much, but you don't want it to be overly dry. So you'll just take so if I had like a little fingertip amount, you would put like a little half a fingertip. Just do a little quick rub in the palm. Oh, by the way, it's always a good idea before you apply things like lotions and butters to rub them in your hands, right? Rubbing them in your hands naturally warms the oils and the butters, and if it hasn't been mixed up in a while, remixes all the components, especially if it's natural. That way, when
Hmm.
you're sliding everything on, it's more uniform.
Right, yeah, because I can imagine, I mean, correct me if this is not the case, but I can imagine that because it's natural, you're going to have products that are like different ingredients which are going to sit at different levels, maybe, and they're not, you're not giving them a chance to mix. And this is why the
It depends on what it is, actually. So
okay.
far, nothing is separating or anything like that. Because
Mm.
with this butter, I do a really serious whip and I add the aloe juice at the last as a binder. So the
Oh, okay.
moisture in the aloe juice, because water wouldn't mix, can't do water. Water and oils don't mix.
No,
But
they
the
don't.
protein in the aloe juice, the cellulose,
Hmm.
bonds together with all of the oils, and and there's other oils in the base ones. Like I have other just different things that help your cells heal and heal
Hmm.
scars and stuff. But
Hmm.
that putting that last bit of moisture in there bonds it together. You see? Like I'm holding it upside down and it's not moving.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
so if you were to compare it in consistency to anything, it would be like frosting in a can that you would frost a cake with,
Right.
which is
Okay.
why I named it buttercream.
Hmm.
And you can find it on blackindigonaturals.com. And like
So,
with the soaps that I make, they're aloe based. And
oh
so
wow.
this is what I call the Botanica bar. And
Hmm.
shout out to my best friend. She knows why Botanicas are life. But our ancestors have been basically, our ancestors have been using natural plants and products to heal themselves for years before big corporations got in the mix and started getting their little, like anybody seen a Dr. Squatch commercial, they break it down. Once upon a time, soap was made of natural things like
Of course.
plants
Of
and
course.
oils. That's it.
Hmm.
Right? But sooner or later, they decided we're going to give. So if this is the bar, they decided they're going to give you this much natural and then that much preservative,
Ridiculous.
right? Because that's how they make the most money. I didn't do that, right? So these soaps that I make, my aromatherapy bars, like my bath bars, come in either aromatherapy
Hmm.
bar, which is like, and I have one here for you to see. I don't put any plants in there because not everybody's in the mood to clean it out their shower. So the
Oh
aromatherapy bar, I have little color
wow.
to correspond with the smell. This is my lemongrass sage bar.
Oh wow.
It smells really great. I have the essential oils in there of lemongrass and sage.
I was going to say that sounds like it smells really cleansing.
Oh, and it's so refreshing. Like first thing in the morning. This is excellent. This
Is it an invigorator? Does it sort of wake you up?
Yes, this bar is called yerba because it has sage, eucalyptus, peppermint, all kinds of delicious herbs. So that like when you use this in the shower, basically your bathroom will smell like, and you can really take a lot of deep breath. Those of us who have seasonal allergies, this is great for clearing out your sinuses. The yerba bar is for you. Some of us.
I'll take some of those, please, Carla.
All right, I'll send you one. Go to the
Awesome.
website. This is my lavender and chamomile bar. This is for relaxation. And I actually put lavender and chamomile flowers inside the bar.
Oh, wow.
So when you're using it in the bathtub or in the shower, gradually those flowers will be in the bathtub with you. Right? Because everybody needs different things. I also have another one that I love. It's called Dark Rose. Well, Dark Rose, darling. We're fabulous. And this one is Rose Jasmine.
Oh, wow.
And she's gorgeous. She smells so romantic and sweet. Because it's like, listen, we're at home, but there's no reason why you can't treat yourself to a spa day. And yes, we make spa products too.
Oh, do you do parties?
You know what? Yes, we do. Actually, once this quarantine lifts, and I'm going to figure out how to do it beforehand. But yes, some of us live too far to get together to do things like this.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But you could register for a course with me. Email me for details. It's like, why not? I could give you the list of ingredients you needed at home, and then you get you some bowls and some spatulas. Get to going. How do your soaps compare to black soap? I love black soap. Great question, Paulette. Okay. I have a special, unique relationship with black soap. I use it for everything. Okay. For myself, I make a black soap based wash. So anyone who's interested in the black soap liquid body wash, you can hit the website. You can hit blackindigonaturals.com and we can make that custom for you in the same sizes as our hydration teas because it's a liquid, so we can make it that way. But black soap is great because yes, Black Indigo Naturals body parties. Stay tuned. They're coming as soon as this quarantine lifts. And we'll do them online. But yeah, black soap is great because it actually helps to fade scars. Black soap is wonderful for fading scars, helping get rid of discoloration. And you can use black soap for your hair. Black soap.
Really? I did not know that.
Excellent hair wash. And you can make black wash soap at home. You can make a body wash out of the hard soap. All you have to do is mix it with some hot water and a couple other ingredients. So maybe we can open up a page on our site over the next few days with a couple of DIYs that you can do at home, because you'd be surprised how easy converting even bar soaps that you have. You can convert them into a liquid body wash with a couple of extra ingredients.
Oh, wow.
Creativity in crisis. Some of us can't get to the store and get new soap. Turn your old soap into new soap. Right? Right. And I want to show another product, my bath crystals. And I mean, yes, it's Epsom salt, but better. We've got all kind of beautiful essential oils in there. And I done crushed up some flowers. This is my sweet floral blend. And we've got amongst the flowers in here, and I can smell them. We've got some calendula, we've got some rose, some lavender. This is basically like going to the spa. You know how you've been to the spa. You know how you spend extra for like the little additives. This is like getting that special $22 like for 3 teaspoons of bath salt, extra thing to put in your bath, but you can do it at home. Bring the spa to you. Heaven knows we deserve it.
Yep.
Right? This is everyday at home luxury. Why should only wealthy people use products that live without all sorts of chemicals and preservatives in there?
Yep, I agree.
Why should non-toxic self-care products be reserved just for the wealthy?
Right.
For the select few. I did the research because I realized, look, just because we have a job doesn't mean we have money to waste. None of us do.
No, that's true.
Right?
I agree.
especially not now. So if I'm going to spend my money, how is my skin going to feel? Like if I put this lotion on, will
Mhm.
I need will I need to put it on in another hour or am I good? Oh, Paulette, the smell is divine. Like it's like and I love it so much. I also decided just as a special for CoronaCon, because we already have on Black Indigo Naturals website, we have special CoronaCon bundles that are just because of CoronaCon that actually bring together, like you can do head to toe. Like I have, like you can get a hair butter and a hair tea together, or you can do the butter for the body and do for the hair. Like you
Oh
can
wow.
do, you can mix up, like you can do a spa package with like bath salt, body butter, soap. Like we have some things available
Oh,
and
cool.
we make custom blends. I have like 70 different essential oils in my house.
Wow. What's your
Yeah.
favorite one, Carla?
Okay. It fluctuates because I'm a smell person. I love smell. The
I
two
love smell
things
too.
that make me feel like I'm dressed is if my earrings are on
Mhm.
and I smell good.
Mhm.
I'm smelling good. You can't tell me nothing. Like there's literally an air about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
I
can create an air about you that when you walk in
Right.
the room or you exchange hugs, you're like, your hair smells great. Thanks. I do it myself.
So here's a question for you then. I asked you what your favorite one is. Which fragrance would you say is authentically you? Which scent says, "Hey, I'm Carla"?
Okay, so I buy perfume off the rack because I love them because
Me
they're
too.
just great. My favorite freshwater smell is Acqua di Gio by Armani.
Mhm.
My favorite, like warm, sensuous perfume is Tresor by Lancome.
Okay.
Love it. But I'm a huge fan of Atelier colognes. They've got one called California Clementine. It smells like
Okay.
tangerine and water and sand. Like I like fresh smells, but my favorite blend of essential oils now, I make this one blend that I love to put together. I call it Sweet Ginger Rose.
Mhm.
It's like rose, sandalwood, and
Right.
ginger together.
Oh,
Oh, it is so powdery and so pretty. And it's like when I put it on, I feel fresh, I feel soft, but it hits
yeah.
and it doesn't fade off because the way they stack together, each one of them really complements each other. And I think smells and scents and like aromas and things like that, as babies, our first sense that we get is our sense of smell.
Yeah.
Like when we're on the outside. Hearing happens in the womb, right?
Mhm.
Hearing
Yep.
then taste, because we can taste the umbilical fluid. I'm sorry, the amniotic fluid. Yeah.
Oh,
We can taste everything our parents eat. It's fine. Babies don't care. They burp and everything. It's
we
fine.
don't
Health
remember
teacher.
afterwards.
But
Yeah.
um, but hearing on the inside, but when we come out, babies smell their moms. You ever notice your mother,
Mhm.
even if you can smell 15 people with the same perfume on your
Yep.
mom, it smells different?
Yep.
Because scent is just that powerful. Some of
Mhm.
us can smell something and it will teleport us back to another place.
Memories.
Yes. That's not by accident. So that smell cortex in your brain actually links a couple of different things,
Yep.
right?
Let's go there, Carla.
See, I be
Let's,
doing my brain-based homework. I did real research on this, right?
I know. Let's go.
And that's why you can use just inhaling a fragrance can completely change your mood,
Mm.
right? That's why I called them aromatherapy bars. A 5-minute shower with the lavender and the calendula all in your air and just breathing all of that in, that stress level, boom, go to sleep,
Yeah.
relax, right?
Mhm.
You need a zip. You bust that lemongrass sage. I have one that I have a couple of citrus scent blends in my head that I can play with for fun. But you put something citrusy, even if you put a couple drops of tangerine or bergamot in your bath water, that
Mhm.
citrus will energize you,
Yep.
right? Some of us are taking a shower just to report to our couch to go to work. You still deserve a nice, hot, invigorating shower in the morning. Just because you spent
Right.
all day on in front of your laptop doesn't mean you shouldn't have a nice, hot, relaxing, decompressing bath before you go to sleep.
Right.
We're still working,
Hmm.
and parents are now teachers overnight,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
some of us are pulling double duty and triple duty in ways we never had to do. And some of us are still going outside to be essential workers to somebody every day. Shout
Mm,
out to the essential workers. I got y'all in my family. I love y'all. Y'all are everything. You are more important than the richest of kings right now, because without
absolutely.
y'all, we'd all be finished. So, CoronaCon bows to your greatness. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to the essential workers. We appreciate you so much. Um, we should open up for questions with the time that we have. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Because we were trying to weave the questions into the conversation, but is there anybody who has anything? Please fire away.
Let's see. Yeah, we've had trouble seeing comments tonight. So,
Oh, I thought it was just me.
oh no, it's been happening all evening, unfortunately. Let's see.
Yes, and
Oh,
any of my Facebook friends, feel free to hit me on Messenger if you have a question, because I'll see it that way also.
absolutely, yeah, Carla Kelly.
Other
Paul, did
thing,
you answer this one from Paulette? I have locks. What spray do you have that I could use for moisture? Not
great.
frequently. Hmm?
I wore locks for 17 years. So this hair tea is great for all types of hair. The moisture balance is fabulous. It doesn't leave your hair overly greasy. And one of the a common system for managing natural hair is called the lock method,
Hmm.
liquid, oil, cream. And the way that they do it is they'll use the liquid to moisturize their hair, and then they'll add like a nourishing, moisturizing oil, like maybe like a nickel size amount to
Hmm.
their scalp to kind of make sure that they get down to the roots to keep the roots well oiled, and they'll pull it out to the strands, and with locks we'll rub the roots and then we'll twist to bring the oils all the way out to the ends, because our
Oh,
hair locks, yeah, because hair and locks, it locks from the end of the strand up to
wow.
the roots. So every time you wash your hair, you have to twist it and put it back into shape so those strands can keep knitting into one another to form the structure of your hair.
Oh, wow.
I loved my locks. But see, what happened was the gravity was starting to try to thin my edges out. That's actually why I took my locks out. I didn't dislike them after a while, but if you've ever, people who tend to wear a lot of heavy braids, gradually the front of their hairline around their crown tends to thin out. And if
Oh.
they're not careful and they don't stop, their hairline will gradually move backward. Or people who wear tight ponytails and buns and don't take them out and massage the roots every night,
Mm-hmm.
gradually those strands of hair start to pull, and you develop what's called traction alopecia.
Oh, wow.
So alopecia is a common, people have heard about that, but the
Hair
one
loss,
that
right?
right, but the one that happens from wearing braids and wearing your hair back all the time, and then the next thing you know, like, or like an elderly person has brushed their hair back for 50 years, their temples are thin. That's
Mm-hmm.
called traction alopecia.
Uh-oh, I better be careful. Look,
Yeah, so the hair tea is
got my
really
hair
great
tied
for
back.
that, to keep you moisturized. So the hair tea would suffice as the L in your lock method. And the hair butter,
Mm-hmm.
which has added, okay, so what I did, my base recipe is the magic buttercream all around, but for hair needs a little bit more. So I
Mm.
added some other special oils just to cater to the needs of hair. And I'm gonna tell you one of them because it's stinky and smelly. And so you have to add a whole bunch of other things to make it go away and just be a product.
Mm-hmm.
Neem oil is all the rage right now.
Oh, yes, I've heard.
Neem is an
Neem oil.
excellent oil for cell growth. It's great for strengthening the proteins in our hair. Neem is wonderful for retaining moisture. Neem is excellent, but neem has a specific smell to it. It just is what it is. If you're used to
It's
it,
very
that's
strong, isn't it?
yes. And I'm sensitive to smell. So I came up with my own, and it says original scent so that I don't have to tell you what's in it. But I
Mhm.
actually came up with this really beautiful scent blend of fragrance oils to really integrate and mask and kind of frame the neem properly. And
Mhm.
it covers, it's fine. It smells so good you can use it every day. If anybody in the community remembers like African Pride from the 90s, the smell is very similar to that. Anybody who remembers that is very similar to that. Hi, everybody who's watching. Just a reminder, if you haven't had a chance to check out the website, Black Indigo Naturals is here. Her birthday was March 28th, but the debut for the rest of the world is tonight. Handmade, homemade, yours. It's natural care without the toxic chemicals. Actually, do we have time for me to share my screen real quick? Can I share? Because I'd love to let people who are looking get to see what the page looks like. And I will thank you all in advance to ignore my crowded desktop. But hang on a moment.
I think that's what happens with creatives, crowded desktops.
Yeah.
So many ideas.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that now. It's like open. See now, you know, every time you update your laptop, you have to give the preferences again. I'm like, let me do it. Stop being stupid. Actually, Gia, do you have access to share your screen easily? Because mine might give me a whole rigmarole and I don't want to waste time. Can you pull up blackindigonaturals.com?
1 second.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So yeah, shout out to Business Bully Dave. He is a master of many, many things, among them technology. Are there any codes we need to use for the purchase? When you go to the checkout, you can just put in no, actually, if you're doing a CoronaCon bundle, then that one's already up there on the site. So we're going to show you around. Yeah, I love the smell of African pride too. I really tried to keep that in mind when I was making my scent blend. But yeah, actually for CoronaCon, we are going to throw in the first 15 orders we get based on the CoronaCon view. So when you place your order, just hit me up in Messenger or leave a note to let us know that you're purchasing this based on what you saw on CoronaCon, and we will throw in a free gift. And I will contact you to let you choose what it is. Because there are other products I have in development. Like I make masks, I make roll-on body scent, I make a therapy dust that's oatmeal based. I make other products, but anyone who's serious about their business knows you can't offer a million things right away. Sometimes it's best to offer big products to lead in and then offer other things on a custom basis. And we do. My masks are incredible. I'm 40 years old, y'all. Look at this skin.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I would never have guessed that you were 40 years old, Carla.
Yep. I'll be 41 actually on the 21st of this month.
Oh, so wow.
2020 is super significant. CoronaCon and my birthday. Winning.
Absolutely. So is it Black Indigo World?
I'm Black Indigo Naturals. That's under there's a whole umbrella, but that we're starting there because that's what's ready right now.
You want me to start? You want me to share the screen?
Yes,
there we go. Can everybody see?
I can see your screen is starting to share.
There we go. Black Indigo World. Check this out, where self-care meets nature.
Isn't that pretty?
It's beautiful. I love it. Join our mailing list. Absolutely. There it is. Black Indigo World. Is there anything that you want me to click on particularly? Are we
Can you click on shop?
Sorry?
Can you click on shop in the top right corner? Oh, does that I don't know what the shop option is.
There we are.
There we go. Yeah, because of my
okay. I'm enlarged, so that's going to make things look different.
Okay.
That's what it is. Oh, where did we go? Did I need to? No, 1 second. Let's click it.
Can you see it?
What are we doing?
Because on my browser, shop was in the other corner.
No, it's okay. It's just me. Here we go.
There we are.
Ooh, magic buttercream.
Yep.
There we are. This is what we're meant to be seeing, right?
Yep. And I had the jar that I was holding up in front of the camera earlier. That's the one from the picture. So that's what the bath crystals look like up close down here on our left. If you can see, you see the flowers. You see some of that Epsom salt in there, and there's a couple of other little magical hoojamajiggies in there. If you look over to the right, if you see our bath bars,
that's your yes.
There's dark rosé. So there's an example.
Is that the jasmine one there?
I love that one. It just smells so good. And you know, it's like, so yeah.
Oh, here we go. We've got the bundles. So find out more. We clicking here?
Yes, please. Real quick.
Okay.
And what you're going to see here is that there are packages that we made available because we want you to start using these products. Black Indigo Naturals takes care of your skin from scalp to sole. So you can get the hair tea and you can get the buttercream in smaller and large. Some of us,
There we go.
we're far
Wow.
away right now and we don't have the ability, we don't have a lot of space for our toiletries. So getting the 4-ounce bottles, which is this one right here, and getting the small buttercream, that fits nice and tight. And the value is great. You'd be surprised. Like I've actually picked a specific style so everything is low profile, so it stacks really easily in your cases and in your cabinets. But this is 4 ounces of cream. This is 6. So this will last you about 3 weeks to a month. It's actually
That
quite
was my next question. I was going to say, because when you showed us how much product you actually need to use, and it's not a lot at all.
That's for my
How
hand.
long, yeah, how long will that product last? And you just answered the question.
So I'm gonna say just like hair can be very porous and drink moisture up, skin does the same thing to a certain degree. Some people will moisturize their skin and they got to do it again within 5 minutes, right? So that person, you still like what you'll notice is a quarter. If you're about my, because I'm 5'7", right? So remember, this is the surface area of your body.
Right.
So I'm 5'7", and I'm a medium plus, you know what I'm saying? I'm a medium tall. I'm a medium tall. I use maybe like a quarter size in the morning and I warm it up. That way it goes all over my body because I also don't want to be super slick either. I don't like feeling greasy. I like feeling moisturized, right? But every time I wash my hands, all I need is like a fingertip worth, and then my hands are completely moisturized down to the finger webs, cuticles, and everything. You know what I mean? So like it's depending on your relative level of moisture in your skin, that will determine how much you use, but you don't need to overdo it because it's going to absorb really fast. That's the other thing too. It's going to absorb. Like if you notice, there's no shine, but my skin is completely moist. Like there's no, it's fine. It's fine. But it's like, and I can pick up anything, I can type. I'm not leaving any greasy fingerprints on my screen or anything. Right? So I'm moisturized, but I'm not oily.
Right. Yeah. You're not leaving residue when you're picking things up, etc.
Right. But that's also because I'm not using products that don't absorb into the skin.
There is that.
Right. Petroleum absorbs partially, but things like shea butter absorb much more. And shea butter has natural SPF factor in it. By the way, speaking of custom, there are some people who don't have a lot of melanin in their skin, so they tend to burn easy, or they have heightened sun sensitivity. If you make that's something we can offer as a custom. I can add a little bit of SPF factor to your buttercream for your body.
Awesome.
To help assist with increasing the sun protective factor. And that way you don't have to add as much of that, like that industrial strength suntan lotion when you go out. And yes,
it's stop sharing the screen now, Carla.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
There we go. We're back.
Yeah. So, yeah, because it's oily, because that's the thing, like essential oils, it's really important. Anyone who doesn't know this, you should not put essential oils directly onto your skin. You need to put it into something.
You need a carrier oil, right?
You need a carrier. And oil is the best carrier for oil, right? So the essential oils evaporate in a matter of seconds if they're not placed into something else that can last. Right? So placing essential oils like a rose or a lavender or in the eucalyptus or something into a shea butter base and a coconut oil and whipping it through with that aloe suspends it and distributes it all the way through the cream.
Oh.
Yeah. So the blend doesn't take me any more than a certain number of drops. Not gonna tell, but a certain number of drops to make the entire 4 ounces smell uniformly like whatever the custom scent blend or whatever the scent type. Yeah. Oh, speaking of scents, I have 4 standard scent blends that I do, and then I offer custom. So I have floral. So think rose, jasmine, all that stuff. And, I have options. I think
Mhm.
at floral, I offer wood. So like woodsy, think like vetiver, cedar,
Sandalwood.
sandalwood, those guys. Um,
I
and I
love it.
exactly. So I offer floral, herbal. I offer a citrus blend.
Mhm.
Yeah, so floral, herbal, citrus, and woody.
So citrus are things like orange blossom, maybe?
Bergamot,
Bergamot?
sweet orange, tangerine,
Mhm.
lemongrass. Obviously, all of them don't go in there, but I
No,
have
no.
grapefruit, I have tangerine, I have lemon, I have, and depending on, because some of them smell better in conjunction with one another, some of them
Yeah.
stack
Right,
better
yeah.
than others. And then even if it's a citrus blend, you would throw another element in there to kind of balance it. So it's not like
Mhm.
a punch in the face with a bag of oranges or whatever. You would add something complementary to a base in there,
Right.
to make it complementary. Like I might, like some of the citrus blends I've made, I've thrown a little turmeric in there to add a
Oh, wow.
earthy, bring it down so it wasn't so screaming bright, but that's the nature of scent blending and, you know, working to create the type of experience that you want to have when you moisturize your skin. It's like
Mhm.
we have to do it every day. And I have gone through an entire workday after moisturizing myself in the wintertime,
Mhm.
taking off my clothes, and one, my skin is not ashy under my
Mhm.
clothing,
Good.
and I can still smell the scent on my skin. So
Yes.
it will last all day. It won't scream all day, but you'll still smell good at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
Exactly. So that'd be a really good like a multi-purpose product to use. So you don't need to use perfume as well as your moisturizing cream if it's got scent in it.
Right. And some of us don't like to layer, some of us do. So
Mhm.
these can be worn because if you just want to just lightly be fragranced, you can just wear this and you're scented up for the day,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
if you want to have it and then you put a complimentary perfume that you have amongst your collection on top, if
Mhm.
you're a person who wears scents that are wood-based, the woody butter is great for you
Mhm.
because it's complementary, it's supporting whatever you layer on top,
Yeah.
right? If you're into like the different florals and things like that, then a floral type of butter would be great because then the fragrance you wear will be complementary.
Exactly. It's gonna last
Yeah. And
well
that's
for the
basically what
layering.
you do. Like that's all fragrance really is layering different things, whether
Yeah.
it's the lotion you use
Yeah.
plus your perfume, or
Mhm.
you might use a scented shower gel and then dust yourself with a body powder that has a little element that you like.
Exactly.
That's how we express ourselves. And that's also how we leave impressions on other people.
Yes.
Through like we said, right? Scent can teleport you back to a moment. Moments include people as well.
Mhm.
So right now we may be by ourselves, but why should we not feel wonderful? Why
Mhm.
should we not be relaxed? Why should our hair not be well moisturized? Why should our edges not be flourishing? And why
Mhm.
can't we find something inside of ourselves that we're good at and find a way to do it not just for ourselves? Like my parents will tell you, I've been playing around and mixing up in the bathroom since I was a kid.
Mhm.
I've also been obsessed with perfume since I was a child.
I've loved perfumes too. You know what, Carla? I don't know if you know this, but I've dabbled with aromatherapy and putting like different scents and things together. I love all that.
It's great
Yeah,
stuff,
it
especially
really
if you
is.
work really hard and you don't have a lot of time to go to the spa. Bring
Mm,
the spa to you, invest.
yeah.
Like, if maybe I will develop a little aromatherapy course or something like a little DIY thing, because if you knew you could if you go to like Whole Foods or someplace, grab 3 or 4 essential oils and create
Hmm.
an experience for yourself in the bathtub with some Epsom salt, you do
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
We have got to this Corona experience should change how we value ourselves, our
Yes.
bodies, our
Hmm.
time, the energy that we spend, how we unwind. We could take this opportunity to reevaluate all of this. How many of us out here, if the whole world didn't come to a screeching halt, would still be running around like headless chickens,
Yeah.
doing, and
Hmm.
spending almost no time being?
Right. Exactly.
So be hydrated, be
Yep,
moisturized,
yep, exactly. And
be
like you were
relaxed.
saying, absolutely. And you were saying earlier on about how smell can make you feel a certain way. It's about, being stepping into who you are, loving yourself from head to toe, and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
And when you feel good about yourself, you step up and you want to authentically be, right? You want to show yourself in your element, whatever that element is,
Mhm.
fearlessly, because when you're feeling confident like that,
Mhm.
then you own your
Yes,
sense of authenticity. You're not afraid to be who you are.
yes.
It can almost make you feel bolder,
Mhm.
right?
And you know what I think too? Authenticity and confidence, one can precede the other
Mm,
one way or the other. Sometimes just decide and screw it. I'm going to be me and everybody will be just fine.
mhm.
Sometimes you do that first and then your confidence builds as a result. Sometimes you're confident and then gradually you go, oh, I don't need to do that. I
Yeah,
don't need that fake air. I
yeah.
can put that down. And then you strip away
Hmm.
parts of you that are not germane and core to who you are.
Right.
So it's amazing how each one of them can give rise to the other. And I think, really bringing it back to my original premise about you are the brand,
Yes.
I am my ideas.
Hmm.
I am my creativity. I am my talent. I am my skill.
Absolutely.
The people who like my job, I'm hired, but they don't own me.
Mm,
They pay me.
right.
Right. So I'm like one of my favorite things, one of my personal slogans is I'm for hire, not for sale.
I love that.
Right. My talents, my skills, and my abilities, sure. If you could
Mhm.
cut that check, like Dave says all the time, if you can cut that check, sure. I'll join your team. I'll
Yep.
help you accomplish whatever your goal is. No
Right.
problem. Matter of fact, anybody out there who's looking for someone to help them with strategy and coming up with ideas and working through deadlocks in their business, you should also hit me up on the website because I can help you with that as well. And
Hmm.
there's a pricing plan for that in the pocket as well, but we keeping that for a little later. But that's what I do.
That's it.
Creativity in crisis. Because
Hmm.
that's the moment when that pressure is on, sometimes the most diamond like brilliant ideas and moves can come out of us and we can astound ourselves, people who
Hmm.
know us, people we don't, and hell, now that we're living in the land of the postal service, I can send this stuff anywhere.
Right.
Nobody has to be ashy.
Exactly.
Like I have a friend who I'll be posting videos, and anyone who out there who's already used my buttercreams and stuff like that, if you could send me a 30-second, 1 minute testimonial or a couple before and after shots, that'd be great. There's a free gift in it for you. Let's get these receipts happening because nothing encourages people to try things like results. And I
Hmm.
spent a year basically just giving the product away. I gave it away as gifts.
Wow.
Every time I came up with something new, I was like, hey, you want to try this? Let me know what you think.
Mm.
So people of different skin types, different ages, different skin tones,
Right.
kids have used it. I make an unscented, completely scent-free version for the ultra sensitive. One of
Hmm.
my nieces, she's 5. She uses it because her skin is sensitive, but we got to keep her moisturized too. It's like it's all out there.
Hmm.
Ideas are out there, ways to solve and help and serve and give to others, starting from the gift of giving. I was giving those gifts away Christmas of 2019 to all of those people who were there for me when my brother died and really had my back.
Mm.
I didn't feel like shopping because Christmas was making me sad.
Of
So what
course.
did I do? I bought a whole bunch of ingredients and some wrapping paper, and I stayed home and I handmade body butters and hair teas and bath salts for my coworkers and my friends who
Awesome.
had been there for me during my crisis.
Oh,
So I
wow.
used my creativity as a means to show appreciation,
Mm.
give them something that was just for them. Everybody got a custom scent. Took me no time. It was lots of
Hmm.
fun. It was just
Hmm.
great, you know. But creativity in crisis is the mother of some of the greatest innovations the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm
Absolutely.
no different than you. I'm no better than you. And by you, I mean anyone who's watching this, either live on the replay. What up to Instagram? What up to Twitter? What up to Periscope? What up to
YouTube.
Business Bully TV? The YouTubes, my favorite land to go exploring in. I
Yes.
love it, love it, love it.
Me too.
You know, you are your brand. Your experiences are the seeds of your innovation. The people you know, the lessons you've learned, the influences that have touched you, the
Mm.
philosophy you live by. I believe beauty shouldn't be deadly.
Right.
Period. Why should we poison ourselves to look good? That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So your philosophy is a part of your brand. Your message is your brand. And creativity in times of crisis like this, if we have the courage and the willingness to just harness the possibility, even in the face of uncertainty, the rewards have the potential to be far beyond our imagination. And I don't know about you, Gia, but I still have a lot of 2020 that I'm trying to live and be a part of and experience, and a lot more creativity that I hope really springs forth out of me based on this Black Indigo Naturals, Black Indigo World. Once the streets is open, I'm ready to go back in the studio. Yes, I do vocal sessions, I write,
Awesome.
I arrange, I do all of that stuff. But one mountain at a time. One mountain at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
I really want to thank anybody who tuned in. And I really hope that this conversation was informative, both about the idea of using yourself as the seeds of your brand and of your side business that can become your side empire, and how to harness creativity in crisis to have results that far exceed expectation. The
Mm.
possibilities are endless. So thank you so much for being together with us, Gia. Thank you for talking with me here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me. It's been fun having a back and forth with you. I always love connecting with you, Carla, because amazing stuff always happens. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for you. And I'm really looking forward to trying out your products as well. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to go along to www.blackindigonaturals.com and go and take a look at the CoronaCon 2020 bundles and all sorts of wonderful things over there. Carla's already given you a demo of what she's got. There's a lot more coming. I'm excited. And don't forget, tomorrow we have actually extended CoronaCon. Originally, we said the 1st until the 6th, but guess what? April Fool! We're going until the 8th. We're going until the 8th of April. So join us tomorrow for some amazing guests. We have a surprise guest for you at 2 p.m. So do tune in. Come and join us. But thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Come back and join us here over at the group. And if you haven't registered yet, if you're watching this on any other platform, go on over to coronacon.live. Was it CoronaCon 2020? I don't remember.
Oh, CoronaCon.live. You were right the first time. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's go again. coronacon.live, and make sure that you register so that you can catch all the replays
Yes.
and the upcoming broadcasts too, and our special guest. Don't you dare miss him tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Carla.
One quick thing. Here's another reason to go back to the replays. Almost every product or service had some sort of special associated with CoronaCon.
Yes.
Almost everybody had a course, had a giveaway, had a coupon, had a trial, had some gems, had a place to upload your resources to start generating income, had toolkits to download. So everybody in these sessions up until this point, they've been expressing causes like climate change. I know Antonique talked about climate change that you can get
That's
involved in. So each one of these sessions is definitely worth the replay, because each presenter has different kinds of gems and offers really hidden in what they shared about during their presentations. And because I forgot yesterday, you can find me
Yay.
on Instagram. You can find me on Black Indigo Music. And there you're going to find pictures of me from modeling. You'll find pictures of work I've done as a makeup artist. You can reach out to me for music projects there. Absolutely. You can go to Black Indigo Naturals. That's the launching space of what will continue to grow into an entire Black Indigo world. And anybody who peeped in the top left corner, there's definitely more coming. Facebook, I'm there by my name, Carla E. Kelly. My band page is Carla and Be Wonderful Sound. I will be updating that soon. I'm on YouTube. You can look up Carla and Be Wonderful Sound. There's videos of live past performances. There's a short documentary about my life as a Black Buddhist called Buddhist in America. You can find that there as well on YouTube. I've been places. I've seen stuff on Twitter. If you want to talk politics, come check me. I'm Buddha Baby 2030. I'm ready to engage. And all we have is time, connectivity, and opportunity. So thank you for being here with us. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Carla.
Good night, Gia.